That's what a normal game sounds like for the University of Florida men's rugby club. The mad dash for the ball, the shouts and hollers from the sidelines, the roar of the crowd. Unfortunately, those are all sounds the team won't be hearing for quite some time as the rugby team awaits a spring season after their fall season was canceled. In a normal year, the team would be competing in matches and fall tournaments, but instead, the team joins countless teams across the country who are just trying to stay safe during COVID-19. And no team member is as cautious as 69-year-old head coach Ken Simmons, who does his best to stay safe.
I wasn't worried because, I'm wearing a mask and I'm staying away from everybody, and I've pretty much minimized the exposure.
Despite being in the high-risk range for COVID-19, Simmons still wanted to show up to the 2 weekly practices. So he came up with new ways to keep the team socially distanced, a feat that is tough to do in a contact sport like rugby.
My first plan was I laid out the field in 4 sections, and I had a 10-meter corridor between each section, and I called that the coach's area. So I would stay in there.
But as the team began practicing, a team member announced in September he had tested positive for the virus. Luckily for the team, the player did not contract COVID-19 at practice, nor did any other players test positive, which is why Simmons felt safe enough to keep showing up.
I'm not going to get it from any of them because I'm not near anybody. So I feel totally comfortable.
However, Simmons' family wasn't too thrilled about him attending practice, which led to a tough family discussion.
I basically explained this is what I'm doing and I'm not getting near anybody, and I just said I can't take it anymore, I got to go.
So Simmons took a couple of weeks off, and in his absence, assistant coach TJ Chancellor stepped up and helped the team.
With Ken having to step down, it gave me the opportunity to kind of, to lead the practice in more of like, as I was the guy for, a couple of weeks. And what I noticed is it improved the bond between me and then like the player leadership on the team.
While Simmons was gone, Chancellor helped to run practice as normal, or at least as normal as it can get during a pandemic. For the rugby team, that meant temperature checks before practice, wearing masks while setting up drills, and keeping socially distanced during the drills. Chancellor said one of the last things they needed was for rugby practice to become a super spreader event.
The biggest thing was going to be the people in contact with the players, their parents, their grandparents, roommates, and also, Ken definitely falls in that group, and so we had to kind of make sure that we protected ourselves with this as well. And I think I noticed that the players specifically, that was one of their main concerns as well.
Junior Matthew Kiss says it took a while for players to get used to the new guidelines, but at the end of the day, they would do anything to keep their beloved coach safe.
We were all extremely respectful of the rules, very careful not to put him at any unnecessary risk, but he is in a high-risk group, and obviously he's been with the team for longer than any of us have by a factor of maybe 10. So it would be a crime against rugby in Florida to give that man COVID.
And Kiss says it's important for the team to keep the bigger picture in mind, because no matter how challenging these adjustments get, he says that's just how life goes in 2020.
It's not only about rugby, it's everybody is affected. They're not able to do the things that they were previously able to do. We're here to play, and we can't play right now the same way that people can't get together like they used to. People can't see their families in some cases. It's just another effect of a worldwide problem that I think everybody is really impacted by.
For now, the team continues to practice as if they will have a spring season. But ultimately, the final decision will come down to governing bodies such as USA Rugby and the University of Florida. And if they give the all clear, then the UF Men's Rugby Club will be ready to lace up their cleats in the spring. Zach Cohen, WUFT News.